Welcome back to another episode of the Miami Heat Roundtable. My name is Amir. For today's episode, we got Martel. You can find him at the Miami Heat Zone podcast. We got Trent. You can find him at the Miami Heat Network. We got Davey, who's been on our live episodes in the past. You can find him at Refuse to Lose Sports. And we also got Ticket from Ticket TV. How's it going, guys?
What's good, man?
Not much, man.
Here. Feel good to be back.
Glad to have you guys back. Excited to talk a little basketball. So we all know it's training camp right now for NBA teams. The Miami Heat specifically are in the Bahamas. And we heard a lot from Jimmy Butler and Spo and Tyler Hero. And it looks like everybody's healthy for once. The biggest kick with the Miami Heat during the Jimmy Butler build has been health. Everybody's been injured every single playoff run, basically at this point. And right now they're healthy. UD was talking to Mike Miller on the OGs podcast, and he said, hey, people are sleeping on us like they always do. But he said Jimmy's healthy, Tyler's healthy, Terry's healthy, Duncan's healthy. So that's giving me optimism in an offseason where we didn't do much and where the rest of the East improved, like the Knicks, the Sixers, and a few other teams. So let's start off with you, Ticket. What are your thoughts on this Miami Heat? Do you think they can actually contend if healthy after all the moves that have happened around them in the East? The East is definitely a lot stronger now.
Honestly, you never know with Miami, man. For me, it's all about, with them, it's all about, first of all, you don't want to keep playing this game they've been playing the last few years. The game they've been playing is the play-in game and then trying to get in and then get into the AFC. We saw what happened last year with Jimmy when he came up lame in that last play-in game, and then it just destroyed you guys' playoff hopes. When I thought that would have been a pretty competitive series if you guys would have had Jimmy in that series with the Boston Celtics. They have problems with you guys when you guys have, a lot of your main guys. Even when you guys didn't have Tyler Hero, they lost to you guys. So that says something. You guys have, I think, a psychological edge over them when you have a guy like Jimmy Butler on the court because he changed the game. But I don't know, man. The reason why I say I don't know is because a lot of different teams made a lot of moves in the East. Pat Riley is a guy, he moves through the draft. He develops guys. Every once in a while, he'll make a signing like he did with Jimmy Butler. He'll do something like that. But I haven't seen anything major from them that's going to make me think that things are going to be different come playoff time. It's always, you just mentioned injuries and going into the season. I don't even think it's about that. I think it's about, are you guys healthy going into the playoffs? Because that's been a problem. Every year when you go to the playoffs, it's either Hero's hurt or it's Jimmy's hurt or it's somebody else got hurt and you guys have problems. Rozier didn't even play last year. So, again, man, I just think that getting through the regular season, going through the playoffs, can you guys keep a high enough seed to where you don't have to play in the play-in? You got to get – to me, you guys got to get in that 6th seed. I don't want to see you guys in that seed where y'all got to play Boston again in the first round. I'd rather see you guys mix it up with somebody else, play an Indiana in the first round, be able to get yourselves going like that, you know what I'm saying, and then warm up into the second round. I'd rather see you guys play a team like that or a team like the Cleveland Cavaliers in the first round so that you guys can get rolling, and guys can get into their rhythm going into the playoffs, and then instead of you having to come in and play a heavy hitter off the rip. You guys have always taken the hard way in the playoffs, and that's honorable. But when you have injuries, once you get to the big dance, it adds up because now you're looking like, man, we got to go against Denver. We short guys. We got to go against the Lakers. We got everybody hurt in the bubble. So now that's when it's a conflict. So really, I don't know, man. It all depends on, are you guys healthy going into the playoffs? Because y'all got great team chemistry. That's something you can't take away from the Miami Heat. When they're clicking, their chemistry clicks, especially in the playoffs. You guys are focused. Espo's a veteran coach. You got guys locked in, ready to roll. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big thing. But the injury situation going into the playoffs, to me, is more important than going into this point right now in the regular season.
Yeah, what do you think, Davey? Because I agree with you on that part, Ticket, but we've also been so injured in the regular season. That's why we lost games. Tyler Hero missed 40 games, Jimmy 20, Bam 15, just everybody on our roster missed time. So, we were never healthy throughout the season. One of our biggest strengths last year and this year, I think, is even a deeper team, is the depth. That's what kept us afloat because we had the 4th most injuries in the regular season. The 3 other teams, Memphis, Atlanta, all of these bottom teams, we were still 3 or 4 games away from the 4th seed at the end of the year. So I agree with you 100%. It's more important to be healthy in the playoffs because that's how the Miami Heat rolls. That's the Jimmy Butler equation. He rests and load manages until the playoffs.
Let me say this to you. It's a big change in the deep in the playoffs, man. When you're healthy, The reason why I say that because think about this. You go back to the bubble year. If Miami's healthy, they beat the Lakers. That's a championship. If Miami Heat's healthy, look at the problems they gave to the Lakers in the bubble with all those injuries. You guys' start lineup was almost decimated. And so now you look back at that. If Dragic doesn't get hurt, then if Jimmy doesn't go down for a game or whatever in that series, then if Bam doesn't get hurt in that series, and you still win 6, it wasn't a cakewalk. They had a tougher series with you guys than did with anybody else, and you guys was halfway depleted. Then you look at the finals against the Denver Nuggets. You're thinking, what if this guy was healthy? What if this guy was healthy? What if Jimmy wasn't nicked up and banged up during that series? You know, then you're looking at some games, a possession here, a possession there. What if Espo makes this move instead of making that move? So to me, like I said, man, those injuries in the playoffs, man, are important, man. I think that you guys, and I think that's why Pat Riley, during this season, bro, I think that he has to make some type of move to get you guys a guy who's reliable in the playoffs because Jimmy's clock is running out, bro.
I don't disagree with anything that Ticket said. That's kind of sort of what I've been thinking this entire time. Even the last time I was on here, I pretty much said the same thing. And one thing about this team is health. That's the biggest thing that's been the biggest issue for us, no matter it's the regular season, playoffs. That's something that we need. We need to be healthy. But I do want to say this about Pat Riley and another thing that Ticket was saying when it comes to Pat, that he really doesn't make a lot of moves. If you look at his history being in Miami, Alonzo Mourning, that's one thing. Eddie Jones. A lot of people forget about Eddie Jones, but he was actually a huge piece with the Lakers before he came to Miami. Got Eddie Jones. Then you go and get Shaq after you draft Dwayne Wade. And then after that, you didn't have much of anything. I mean, you drafted Michael Beasley, but that didn't work out. Then you go and get LeBron and Bosh in that summer of 2010. Then after that, you pretty much had nothing until you drafted some guys. And the only reason why we got Jimmy is because of the relationship he had with Dwayne Wade. A lot of people forget about that too. And if you look at all the guys that we lost out on major guys that were free agents. Kevin Durant, he was supposed to come to Miami. That didn't happen because of Pat Riley. And then you had LaMarcus Aldridge. He had a conversation with Pat Riley. Pat Riley told him go sign somewhere else for a year and then come the next year. And I'm like, why would you say that? That lost us. Stuff like that is the reason why this team's continued to be the way it is. Because we're underdogs and we like that mentality of being an underdog because we've come from so much. In the bubble, we weren't expected to get to the finals. We weren't expected to get to the finals 2 years ago, but we got there. But it's not just about getting there. It's about being healthy when we get there and being a championship level team. I don't see that with this team right now, honestly, even if healthy, because who is really going to let's say that Jimmy is there. He's averaging 30 points in the playoffs, like he's been doing crazily. Who else is going to pick it up? Bam has the capabilities.
Let me respond to what you said. I disagree with what you said because they believe. See, that's the difference. That's the difference between the Miami Heat and a lot of other teams. See, these other teams are stacking up all these good players, but they believe, and that's the reason why they're so successful when they're healthy or when they're halfway healthy. Bro, they believe, bro. Bro, listen, you don't beat the teams they beat and crack these dudes if you don't believe in yourself. They have great team chemistry in the playoffs, bro. And it's not about what you think. It's about what they think in that locker room. They believe with each other. They got good veteran leadership. You got guys who won a championship in the locker room like Kevin Love, some of the other guys, bro. They believe, man. Jimmy Butler, like I said, he's been to the NBA Finals a couple times, man. He believes he can get there. Them people in that locker room, they damn sure believe that they can get to a certain point. They're not scared of anybody. They're not worried. So while we're saying this, they're not worried about the 76ers. They're not worried about the Boston Celtics. They're not worried about the Milwaukee Bucks. They're not worried about those teams. We worry about that because we're looking at it from the personnel standpoint, outside in, can they stay healthy? But them, they're thinking, yo, look, if we can get in the playoff picture and we healthy, we can beat anybody. And listen, when you get into a 7-game series with them, bro, that, like I said, man, having a coach like Espo, you're locked in, bro. These guys make shots in the playoffs, man. These guys execute to perfection in the playoffs, man. And they play hella fire defense. So when you look at a team like that, that's the last team that I want to play if I'm anybody in a 7-game series in that Eastern Conference in the playoffs, man. They dangerous.
I don't disagree that the team feels that way. Like you said, I'm speaking from my perspective. I know for a fact that Jimmy Butler and those guys believe that 100%. And I know what Jimmy's capable of. I know what this team's capable of.
Do you?
Especially when it comes to that underdog mentality. But the reason why I'm saying that is because if you look at what's been going on the last few years, I'm just looking at what's from recent data from the last 2 years. Not really doing much. And when we get there, it's almost a guarantee we're not going to be healthy. That's the thing for me. And the only move that we really made this year was drafting Khalil Ware, which was a really good draft pick. I think that's going to help us out a lot, especially with Bam. He'll be able to play the 4 and the 5 with Khalil Ware whenever he gets playing time. And signing this year little. That's really pretty much all that we did this summer. And compared to what everyone else is doing, the Knicks continue to improve. For me, it's just, what is Pat Riley going to do to compete with the rest of the league instead of just staying stagnant like we have been?
Well, he's not going to do something dumb. Listen, think about this. Everybody was pushing for him to make the Dame trade. That was the best trade he didn't make. Guy doesn't play any defense, gets hurt all the time, got hurt again. You saw what happened with him against the Bucks. He picks you up to let you down. See what I'm saying? So you would have had the same old story if he's over there with you guys. What do you guys do? He gets in the playoffs and pulls up lame again. He's done this many a times where he got hurt. He's missed multiple games. So it's the same story. You would have gave up multiple pieces. You would have had to give up young guys. You would have had to give up Jaime Jaquez and all those dudes who are valuable to your team right now. So Pat Riley, he's not going to make a move unless he feels like that move can definitely benefits him the most and gets you guys over the hump. So to me, I trust Pat Riley. Even though it's hard sometimes, you hate that he doesn't make these moves, but I trust him. I trust his pedigree and his understanding and know-how, because most teams in the NBA can't say they've been to the finals 2 times out of the last 5 years. Most teams can't say they've been to the conference finals 4 times out of the last 5 years. The man knows something, right? So, and like I said, that deal that he did not make for Dame Lillard, just doing something crazy, like all the Miami Heat fans wanted him to do, that saved y'all. Because imagine if you would have gave up Jaime Jaquez and all those other things and picks or whatever else you had to give up to get a guy who's 33 years old and got hurt again in the playoffs in the biggest moment. Didn't play well last year at all. Doesn't play defense. Got hunted and got absolutely annihilated throughout the playoffs defensively because he couldn't stop nobody. Had a couple good games shooting the ball, but then he gets hurt and comes up lame again, like he's done plenty of times in the playoffs. To me, bro, when you say the moves, I don't think Pat Riley makes a move unless it's a move that he feels like benefits y'all in a winning situation. Man, the dude is experienced. He know what he's talking about. And again, bro, with the Miami Heat, man, bro, you guys y'all are like a juggernaut, because you guys are the guys everybody want to sleep on, but you can't sleep on, bro.
The problem is the Miami Heat they don't have a direction. If you notice these contender teams, the Celtics, their direction is to win championships. The Knicks, obviously, their direction is to win a championship. You don't just trade several first-round picks for McHale and Cat and get rid of Randall, whatever. The Heat is like, well, we got these young talent, Ware, Jovic, Jaime, but then we still got Jimmy, Bam, and Tyler. They're trying to do both. You can't do that in the NBA. That's why we're a 6, 7, 8 seed every single year because of injuries. The team is not constructed well. I don't care what anybody says. I don't trust Pat. Pat hasn't done anything in these last couple years. He hasn't.
Well, let me tell you
Alec Burks.
What has the other guys done then? Outside of the Celtics, what has everybody else done?
But you can't say outside of the Celtics.
No, I know. I'm asking you a question. You said you don't trust Pat, but what are
they're making moves? They're competing.
I'm saying right. Hold on, listen. Okay. They're making moves, but what have they done since they won the championship? The Bucks. They ain't done a damn thing. Look at all the moves they made. They got rid of Drew Holiday. Got rid of all those guys that helped. They got rid of a key guy that helped them win a championship. And what did they do? They got worse. Then let's look at these other teams. Look at the New York Knicks.
Could I respond to the Bucks one?
All this hoop and holler about the Knicks. The Knicks, with all of this all of these salaries, with all this money, they haven't done more than you guys have done in the last 4 or 5 years.
Let me respond to the Bucks one.
Go ahead.
The difference is the Bucks have a ring. We don't. When's the last time the Miami Heat won? Sometimes you have to sacrifice for certain things, and the Bucks sacrificed to win that championship. Now, in the next future or the next 10 years, that's what they got to deal with. But we have zero. You can say appearance, but the done. That's why all I keep hearing when I hear people talk about the Heat is if. If don't mean shit to me. We ain't get the job done. This is the end of the Jimmy Butler era. You think Jimmy Butler is coming back this season and he's about to be dominated like the few years ago, I totally doubt that shit. He can't even play a full regular season without coasting, and then he goes into the playoffs. You expect to just pull up like it's this easy? No, the NBA
I don't think he's coasting.
He is definitely what? Jimmy Butler coasting through the regular season every year.
Let me say this as a guy who played 16 years professional basketball. He's not coasting. He's doing what a lot of players aren't doing, which is playing both sides of the court. So it looks like he's coasting because he's not just playing offense. Most of your guys that's leading the league and scoring and doing, they're not playing both sides of the court.
Giannis.
Jimmy Butler is sitting down on both ends of the court. So you get tired. When you got to play offense and defense, bro, you get tired. So, yeah, it looks like you're coasting offensively. But guess what? If you look at the numbers, his numbers don't lie. He's got, 21, 22, 22, 22, 23, 24 per game every single year in a row, even with all the things you're saying. And guess what? And look at his defensive rating. Look at his defensive efficiency. So he's playing D2. A lot of guys who you're talking about, their scores in the league, they're not giving you that on both ends. Ben Simmons, he give you defense, don't give you offense. Dame Lillard, he gives you offense, he doesn't give you defense. Most of the guys, only a few guys like Giannis, are giving you both ends. But then even if you look at a guy like Jalen Brunson, he gives you offense, but he doesn't play great defense. But they got guys around him who can defend.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying to you is this: when you're being ultra critical of how Pat Riley, a guy who's in the NBA, been to the finals and won many more championships than most all of these guys. And you said, yeah, the Bucks won one championship 5 years ago. Bro, you guys have won how many championships? 2 championships. You won 2 championships in the last, 15 years. They have won 1 championship in the last 50 years. And they've only been to the final once.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Thank you for bringing it up. So, that's a good point. Trent, you could trash the front office for making mistakes. And Pat
Amir,
Riley,
I don't know why you're talking. You bash them all the time. So why are you switching it up?
I don't bash
No one
Pat
cares
Riley.
about the past. We care about now. You can talk, bro. If that's the case, Davey's gonna love this. I'm a Dallas Cowboys fan. Bro, we one of the best organizations in the world. You think I'm repping about the championships back then? I don't give a fuck. I care about now.
Does Jaime Jaquez contribute now?
Absolutely.
100%. He does. 100%.
Do you think Hovit's going to contribute now?
Who?
Yes, Jovic. Yes, Jovic.
No, I don't. Yes,
he's already contributing.
What has he done? He plays 11 minutes and gets sit. He sits down.
We disagree. All these other guys you're talking about, if you look at them in a spectrum, they come in and produce. Hightower, he came in. First, second year, came in right the blocks. Boom. In the playoffs. Balling when they put him in the game. So you look at all these guys, these young guys that Pat Riley's putting in here, bro. These dudes are coming in and performing, man. These are facts. You can't take that away from them. And again, most teams in the NBA, most teams will take what the Miami Heat have done the last 5 years.
100%.
Hold on, let me ask you a question.
I agree.
You don't think that the Phoenix Suns would take what the Miami Heat have done in the last 5 years with all that money they spent, all those guys they've got, all that roster space they wasted? Bro, they hired a coach, signed him to a 5-year deal, a championship, and fired him after a year, bro. Think about that. Now you hire another coach. You're paying him another 5-year deal. So you're still paying the old coach. You don't make all these moves. You didn't have no point guard last year. You're trying to put superstars together, and you still can't do what the Miami Heat have been doing with good old Pat Riley doing it the old school way.
Now, Ticket, we all know this. Super teams, that doesn't work. Those don't work. We all know that when you try to form a super team, your depth is depleted, especially with the new CBA. So we all knew Bradley Beal and Booker and Durant was never winning. You notice the Bucks, the Phoenix Suns went to the championship when they just had Ayton, Chris Paul, and Booker. So that super team was going to be a failure anyway. We knew that. That's it. Like the Celtics, in my opinion, I don't think they're a super team. I think they're well-rounded. They have everything that you need. That's not a super team. You got Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. Those are your 2 superstar stars. Then you can say Porzingis, White, and whatever, Holiday. Look, those are high-tier role players. Super teams don't work out. You're saying you think the Suns want that. I mean, the Suns, they went to the championship. They probably don't have as much as conference appearances.
Before they formed that super team.
100%.
No, I'm saying, but you guys have still done more than what they've done in the last 5 years. Even
that's
with
the thing. Maybe I'm being too. I don't know the word, but spoiled. Maybe I'm being too spoiled, but that's not enough to me.
Well, let me say this to you then. Guess what?
Yep.
Then the guy who just opened up that arena in Los Angeles over there, what's his name? Steve Ballmer. He'd rather have what you guys have done versus what he's done with all that money and all those guys he shuffled around. What about Philly? What has Philly done? What is Philly?
We all know Philly are frauds.
I'm saying Philly has spent all this money. They've hired and fired guys, hired and fired coaches, done all these things. They haven't accomplished more than you guys.
But hold up, can I ask you a question?
Hold on. But look all across the spectrum. The Chicago Bulls haven't done a damn thing. The Toronto Raptors fell off since they won the one chip. They haven't done anything. So if you look at it, you look at the overall spectrum of things. The way Pat Riley has been doing things, bro, has been better than a majority of the Eastern Conference and the Western Conference.
I love it.
I'm not disagreeing with that, though. I'm not disagreeing with that.
Hold on, but I don't understand. What's the complaint when you saying Pat
The
Riley?
complaint is I'll tell you the complaint. The complaint is every time I hear guest hop on the show or Heat fans, it's if. That's all I hear is if we're healthy, if we could do this, if we could do that, if Jimmy Butler. Bro, the last 4 to 5 seasons we are hurt. I'm not believing no hype until that shit changes.
Isn't that the whole
and
NBA?
Huh?
Isn't that the whole NBA?
Hold up.
Wait.
Yo, you never let me finish.
Wasn't last year with the Bucks? Didn't they have injuries that decimated their playoffs?
Can you let me finish?
Didn't injuries for Indiana bite them in the playoffs?
And they still made it. And they still made it farther than us.
No, I'm saying when they lost their best
friend. They still made it farther than us.
Hold on, listen what I'm saying. They lost their best friend. But listen, they got there because of injuries. Because other teams were injured that they played. All the teams the Boston Celtics
debunk your thing right now.
All the teams the Boston Celtics played were hurt. So your excuse about injuries, every team has them. The Cavs, the Pacers,
Perfect. Continue this.
The
Perfect.
76ers.
Ticket.
All
Now
let me injuries, dog.
Now let me debunk your thing. The difference is the Heat is not injured 1 year. They're not injured 2 years. They're injured every single season. You even said it.
So was Philly.
Hold up. You even said it in the finals against the Lakers in the bubble. We was injured. Since then, we've been injured every single year. So how can I trust this team? You can say
so is Philly, right?
Huh?
So is Philadelphia, right?
Embiid's hurt every year.
No, I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Hold on, but this is my point to you. You're making an argument about the Miami Heat that I can make for every other team in the Eastern Conference,
dude.
For maybe one team. Hold on.
But why don't hold on. We're talking about Miami, right? We're talking. This is
right. So I'm saying. So you hold on. Who do you have ranked over Miami this year in the East?
I have a lot of teams. I got the
Celtics.
Hold on. Let me finish. Let me finish. I got the Celtics. I got the Magic. I got the Pacers.
How do you hold on? Let's stop right
there.
The
Magic.
You knew that. I told you all that. I've been told y'all this.
How do you have the Orlando Magic, who have never won a playoff?
I'll explain. You know what? Hold up. I'll explain to you. Ticket, we're talking about regular season, right? We're talking about, because this is heading into the regular season matchups, right?
Thank you for clarifying, Trent.
This is regular season. Orlando's younger, more athletic, and taller than the Magic. They actually take the regular season serious. Miami does not take no regular season serious. And that's one of our main problems. You even said it earlier, I'm tired of you getting the 7th and 8th seed. We never take it serious. We have Jimmy leaving games because of his tooth. We got Tyler just missing games just because. The Magic, they don't do that. They actually go out there and compete to actually get a good seeding. That's why last year they finally broke out, had their 2 young players show out, and they were 4 or 5 seed. Miami doesn't do that. So yes, I have the Magic over them in the regular season. Indiana over them in the regular season. They lost no rotational.
Do you think Orlando can beat them in the playoffs?
I don't think they can beat them in the playoffs.
What are you talking about then?
So we're probably not going to match up with Orlando. So it doesn't matter.
What I'm saying, they might. If they get the 6th seed, Orlando gets a 3rd seed.
We might, but that's the thing.
Right,
once again, it's an if. We might. The Miami Heat are going to be a 7th, 8th seed.
Here's my thing, homie. How are you putting these teams over the Heat?
In the regular season, I'm telling you.
I'm saying, but we're basically talking about in the playoffs. Forget all the regular season.
That matters though. So you can't debunk regular season. That matters.
Hold on. The reason why
I get what Ticket's saying though.
Let me say why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because Miami has proven it. How many times have they came from the bottom of the conference and ended up in the finals
and lost?
No, but you're not hearing me. No.
I see what you're saying. But
Ticket, better than 28 other teams.
But Ticket, let me tell you something though. But you cannot continue to keep doing that. You got to realize Jimmy Butler is not the same Jimmy Butler from the years that we did that and we waited for the play-in to the finals. He's not that same player. So you can't keep doing that. And you have a different team. We still haven't seen Terry and Tyler even play together for a full season. How do we know that's going to work out? We still don't know what we're going to do at the 4. Is Jovic going to take that leap? Is Jaime? You don't know nothing. So you can't take from what they did a few years ago. This is the whole new season.
Well,
this is the whole.
First of all, in professional basketball, they always say this: you're only as good as your last games. And guess what? Their last game was without Jimmy Butler. But the last games we saw with Jimmy and those guys, bro, they're better than all those other teams you're talking about.
You said, hold up.
Let me say this to you. They didn't just beat those teams; they destroyed those teams. They dismantled the Bucks. They were dismantling. Wait. They were dismantling damn good teams in the playoffs. So if you watch the Miami Heat in the playoffs, they turn up. They ain't just beating you; they beating the hell out of you. When they beat Boston, they should have swept Boston that year. They beat Boston. It shouldn't even have went 5. It shouldn't even went 7 games. It should have beat them in 4 games. Should have swept their ass. So and think about that. And Boston was number 1 seed. Everybody thought Boston was going to walk through them. Not going to happen, dog. So listen, when you're talking about professional basketball, you'll listen to a lot of the pro players. A lot of those guys really don't take the regular season as serious as they do the playoff. They just want to get through, get a good seed, and then whoever they get in the playoffs, they ready to roll. Because listen, when you're a championship team, you don't care who you play with.
He's not a championship team, though.
You feel like, listen, what I'm saying, though, they're a championship level team.
They think they are, yeah. They think they are.
So they're not a championship team, but they're a championship level team. But guess what? You can't say that about Philly. Why? They ain't never been to the dance. You can't say that about Indiana. Why? They ain't been to the finals. You can't say that about the Knicks. They ain't been to the finals since Pat Ewing and them boys. You can't say that about the Chicago Bulls. They irrelevant. You can't say that about Toronto.
Yo, are we not? So, bro, listen. The thing you could talk about. So you keep talking about the past and like what these teams haven't done, and you keep talking about what Miami has done and stuff like that. At the end of the day, how I look at it is they haven't done anything. We've been here and still lost. So at the end of the day, it's still 0-0. We don't have a championship in the last couple of years. So these teams, you keep saying, oh, back in the next 5 years, oh, we won, like this and that. I don't care about none of that shit. We haven't won in how many years? It's 2024. It's about 10, 11 years. This is the end of the Jimmy Butler era, personally, in my opinion. I don't think Jimmy gets an extension unless he comes out and goes crazy. And even if he does, we're nearing the end of the Jimmy Butler era. So we need to do something now. Simple as that. Is it we going? Hold up. What direction are we choosing? Are we going young? Are we keeping Jimmy and trading for players? Because the constructed roster that we have right now is not winning no championship. We can make it to the Eastern Conference Finals. Are you happy with that? We done that. We can make it to the finals.
Let me say this to you. It depends on the draw you get out the West. If you get OKC, you got a shot.
100%. I agree.
That's the thing. And OKC is capable of winning the West. You never know.
They could.
So what I'm saying, it depends on who you get. Denver, they're not as good as they used to be. They lost a lot of role players. They're not the same team they used to be. They don't got all that shooting they used to have outside of Michael Porter Jr. They lost KCP. They lost all those guys. They lost Bruce Brown. They lost a whole lot of guys on that bench, too, that helped them win a championship. Jeff Green, all those guys. So they're not the same team. You understand? They're Jokic and Murray pretty much. Then look across the board in the West. The Warriors ain't the same no more. They don't even have Clay. They've got Steph and Draymond. You think that's enough to beat the Miami Heat the way they are now? Hell no, they're not beating the Miami Heat in a 7-game series like that. You look across the scope of the West, the LA Clippers. You trust them? You trust that team right now? Hell no.
Honestly, Ticket, not even trying to sound crazy. I'll let you get. Honestly, I think I trust them now more that PG's not off that team. And I maybe it sounds crazy.
Leonard?
Huh?
Guys?
Listen, I ain't gonna lie. That nigga PG held that team back. PG sucks.
Kawhi did?
I hope Kawhi.
Kawhi's better than
No, 100%. That's hate. 100%. I'm agreeing. That's hate. That's hate.
Has missed 60% of the playoffs.
And that's fine. Yo, listen, and that's fine. That's fine. I said it was gonna be hate and it was gonna sound crazy. I said that. It's hate.
So you're gonna trust James Harden? You're gonna trust James Harden?
James Harden was the best player on the Clippers last year.
But he choked in the playoffs.
Yes, he was in the playoffs. Yes, he was. Yes, he was in the playoffs.
Hold on, but what did that do for him?
What happened in the playoffs?
They sucked. We knew that. We knew that. But hold up. But Ticket. I think you're missing the point, though, right? You keep talking about the West. Can we even get through the East? Can we beat Boston?
I already told you. Listen.
Hold up. You said we could make it a dog fight. You never said we could beat them, though. You said a dog fight.
The only team that I even see that y'all are really gonna have challenges with, that I can even see, would be the Celtics or the Bucks, and y'all still have an edge over both of those teams. You still have a psychological edge over both of those teams. Why? Because y'all routinely beat up on those teams when you got at least some of your guys. The fact that y'all lost Jimmy last year, it destroyed everything. If you had Jimmy, you know how many people would have picked y'all to win that series last year?
Not I, and I'm a Heat fan. Not I.
I did.
Right. So
I did. I did that because we didn't have Terry or Jimmy, and I was like, man, we have
Duncan Robinson.
Listen, let me tell you something. Miami, bro, and I don't even want to bet against it because I hate the Celtics and I'm a diehard Heat fan. But bro, like all this, like we beating Boston that last year was not happening.
Do y'all have some of the best player development in the league? Yes.
100%. But guess what?
Okay, so listen.
We can't keep relying on that though.
Yes,
That's the problem. No, we can't. No, we can't.
I'll tell you why you can, bro.
We can't.
Because all those guys that you are depending on that have played last year, they're going to be better this year. Jaime Jaquez, that's a young star in the making, bro. Jaime Jaquez is real. Hold on. Jaime Jaquez is the real deal. He the real deal, bro. So when you got guys like that, then you got guys like Hata who had NBA Finals experience. Then you bring in Tyler Hero. If he can stay healthy. Tyler Hero showed a couple good games last year.
Tyler Hero's a playoff. He dropper. Playoff dropper.
No. Hold on. He had a couple games where he was balling and then he got hurt. Look it up.
His whole career, he sucks. His whole career averages 14 points a game.
Look up the games. He was balling before he got hurt in the playoffs. The other year, not last year, but the other year, he
always gets hurt. So that's his problem. He's getting hurt.
So, my point. This is my point to you, dog. My point to you is, as a Miami Heat fan, I understand you want to win the whole thing. That's what Pat Riley want to do. But all I'm saying is that you look at it and you think, damn, dog, we ain't as good as them. But you've already proven you better than these clowns. You've already proven that you're better than damn near every single team out there when you got at least one of your key guys on the court. That's facts. Or two of your key guys on the court.
Ticket, let me ask you, but those I see what you're saying, but those are different teams though. Like I'm not like
for different teams. Y'all got the same team, right?
The Bucks. That Bucks team was different. When we beat them, that was a different team.
They're worse now. Hold on, they're worse now.
No, 100%. I agree. They're worse now, but coaching matters. Coaching matters.
Right, hey, y'all, hold on. Y'all got one of the best coaches.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying for the Bucks, coaching matters. That's what I'm saying. They got a new head. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but
you see what I'm saying?
The coaching doesn't matter if you got Dame Dollar don't play no D. You guys are going to exploit that all day.
I don't like this Dame Dallas hate because yes, he had a bad season. I agree.
How was it hate? He's had a bad playoff career.
No, because you're making it seem like he's not that. Bro, Dame Dallas about to come out here and shit on a lot of people.
But what has he done throughout his?
You got no personal stuff. Dame went through a divorce, bro.
No, I ain't talking about that, bro. You know how many players in the NBA go through divorces every day?
I agree. But I'm just saying those stuff build up on the court though. That makes you struggle.
Hold on. Let me say this.
I'm a ball player. How you gonna tell me it doesn't?
I'm about to tell you, bro. I played pro ball for 16 years.
That's cool. So people got different mentals.
For the weak, it does. For the weak in mind, bro. Listen, you know how many players in the NBA going through divorce, custody battles, all of these things, and you don't hear nothing about it because they don't bring it to the media. They dealing with that and going out there performing every single night. That's not an excuse for Dame.
He was dealing with injuries all year.
Hold on. Dame's excuse is he never was able to get it done in the big moments. Go look at every single year he played in the playoffs.
He had never had a good team.
That's not true. That's not true. Hold on, my man. That's not true.
Part of that.
He's lost series. He was picked to win.
He never had. Bro, do you name one good team that he played on?
What are you talking about?
The Portland Trailblazers was awful. The Portland Trailblazers were always awful. Portland was always awful.
That's a lie, bro. He was in the Western Conference Finals. He was in the
got swept.
Hold on.
The Warriors.
But you're saying, hold on. You just said Dame never had. You keep saying Dame had good teams with Portland.
He did. If you're winning 50, go look at how many.
His second option was CJ McCollum, who fucking sucks. What do you mean he had a good team?
Let me say this to you, dog.
He had Gary Trent, who just signed a 1-year deal with Milwaukee.
Let me say this to you.
What are we talking about?
I'm about to educate you real quick.
CJ McCollum.
When you have multiple 50-win teams in the West,
yes.
You're a good team. Hold on.
Oh my God.
When you have multiple 50-win teams in the West, you're a good team, dog. Dame has been on multiple 50-win teams in the West
because of him. That's it.
Hey, hold on. No, that's not true.
No, it's true.
He had other help. He had no help. He had another guy out there averaging 20 a game.
He had no help.
Hold on, bro.
What
you can't do is lie. You can't.
What am I lying about? Because you gotta realize, I'm a Russell Westbrook fan. So OKC and Portland always go back and forth every single year. Back in the prime days when Russ and Dame, every single year, those Portland teams were terrible. It was just Dame and Dame. What do we talk, bro? Can we pull on the screen? Can we pull on the screen what the rosters were looking like?
That is totally false information.
Can we look at the teams that the roster was looking at back in the day, please?
Hold on. But let me say this, bro. Any team winning,
bro. There's no defending. This is a debate. Stop. There's no defending. Get your own opinion.
CJ McCollum averaged 20 almost every season. He was reported.
Bro, CJ McCollum. Okay, my fault. Ticket, go.
Any team winning 50+ games in the West is not a bad team, bro. Dame and them won 50+ games multiple years. Dame was picked to win series. And let me tell you the biggest indictment on Dame. When Steph Curry was hurt and he got destroyed by Klay Thompson, Klay Thompson often by himself and averaged like 36 in that series and destroyed Dame. Dame folded. CJ McCollum stepped up. The other guys on the team stepped up. Dame was horrible. He shot like
Let me ask you a question. Ticket, let me ask you a question. So so this is going back in the days. Alan Crabb, Alfredo Amino sucked.
Alan Crabb was averaging like 14, 15 points a game.
Bro, I'm naming the players that was on this roster.
I'm about to say, hold on. Alan Crabb. Hold on, I'm about to get facts.
Okay.
Alan Crabb was averaging around 14. Let me finish.
I'm telling you the team.
Around 14, 15 points a game in the playoffs, shooting 50% from the three. Look it up. Keep going.
Chris Cahan.
Hold on. You said Alfredo Amino, right?
Alfredo was always struggling.
He was shooting around 48% from the field.
Always struggling. You know that too.
Look it up. Hold on. You can look it up. He was averaging double figures, shooting around 48% from the three-point line in the playoffs. Look it up. Alfredo Amino. Look it up. All you gotta do is look up his playoffs.
Bro, listen, I watched all these teams. I watched it. Pat Connaughton, it wasn't good back in the day where he has now. Pat Connaughton. What was he doing? Like seriously, this team was bad. You got Noah Vonleh. You got Myers Leonard, who's not even in the league no more. Mason Plumlee. Like
hold on. That's a guy y'all picked up. So he's so bad y'all picked him up, right?
Who? Myers Leonard? Bro, yeah, and that just goes back into why I don't trust my GM. Okay. I told you that.
He actually played solid for y'all.
I told you that, though. I told you I don't trust my GM in the beginning. Remember, I told you that.
Guys like him, guys like Kelly Olynyk, these guys actually gave y'all.
Kelly Olynyk performed 100%. I give you that.
Leonard performed.
I don't, bro. Fuck F Myers Leonard. There's a reason why he's not in the NBA right now.
Well, yeah, because he said something crazy, but that's not.
We don't care about that bum. We don't care about that bum.
I'm saying, but not because of his game.
Bro, his game was always mid to me.
Okay.
All right, so So you mentioned today about the whole Jimmy Butler thing with paying him. Do you think that we should be paying Jimmy Butler going forward? And then also, too, why do you think that Bam Adebayo continually gets robbed of DPOY when, he's playing with undrafted guys? You see, Rudy Gobert and all these other guys who they have pretty much all stars around them. And Bam's guarding 1 through 5. He's averaging 20 and 10. Yes, he might not have the blocks and steals, but he's picking up Kyrie half court and then he's turning around and then guarding Joel Embiid at the same time.
I think he definitely should be ranked over Rudy. I rank everybody in the league over Rudy. I think he's the most overrated defensive player in NBA history. But I don't say he should have won it last year. I think Wemby easily should have won it last year. With everything Wemby did, I mean, that dude was incredible last year defensively, and he had a truly bad team around him. So, I would have put Wemby over Bam. But, yeah, I'd have had Bam right there. You know what I'm saying? Definitely over Rudy Gobert. And I do think Bam should have been up there. Bam is a really good defensive player. So the only thing he did was get exploited when he plays guys like Jokic or guys that are too big and too strong for him. That's when he get exploited. But other than that, he's a very good defender, man. And to the other point you made, you said
about paying Jimmy Butler.
Yeah, about paying Jimmy Butler.
He's going to be 38.
He's playing it right. And this is why Pat Riley's playing it right. Because somebody else wants Jimmy, is willing to give you something for Jimmy. So what do you do with Jimmy? You want Jimmy to come in this season ultra motivated, right? Because he hadn't got his extension. So now I can do two things with him now. First of all, guess what? It puts pressure on him to play games, because that's what Pat Riley said he wanted Jimmy doing, playing more games in the regular season, right? So this is the way you incite him and to give him an incentive to do that, right? Play more games, because you don't want to get in a situation where you pay him now, he gets hurt, he ain't playing games, now you're stuck in that contract and nobody wants to take it up off you. So what you do? You play the waiting game. Now, if he's playing, not playing well, it's not panning out, trade deadline, boom, move off his ass. Because somebody's going to want a Jimmy Butler at the trade deadline. They're going to feel like I can get something for him. You've already heard chirpings about the Brooklyn Nets and stuff. So, yeah, you're going to have other teams. You're going to be able to get back assets for him. So, they will, bro. Listen, they will.
So why didn't we do that with Caleb? Why didn't we do that with Caleb then?
Because he's not on the level of him.
He's not Jimmy
But
Butler.
we can get capital off that for sure. There's so many players that the Heat lose off that we knew we were going to lose.
Hold on, let me ask you a question. What did Caleb do when he left? What did he do?
Bro. We said,
I'm asking you.
No, I didn't hear you. I didn't hear you.
What did Caleb do when he left? What did he do?
What do you mean? He hasn't played yet.
Right. He ain't done nothing.
Because the season hasn't started. What are we talking about?
Hold on. This is my point. This is my point to you, right? This is my point.
We'll see this year. What the fuck?
No. Think about what I'm saying. I want you to think about what I'm saying.
I'm listening.
Right? Okay. Jimmy Butler. Let's go back to that. When you're looking at Jimmy Butler, you're Pat Riley. You don't like the way he's been operating. You don't like the same thing you saying. He hasn't been playing a lot of games the last few years. You guys been coming up short. He's been getting hurt. Pat Riley is not going to go out here and just pay this dude all this money right now. And the way things have been going for Jimmy Butler personally, in his individual situation, not as a team, in the individual. So Pat Riley understands how to motivate a guy. You motivate these guys through their money. You get best performances out there, guys. Through this. You already know Jimmy wants to bring it in the playoffs. Jimmy's a prideful guy. He's going to bring it in the playoffs. But if you're Pat Riley, I'm not going to pay you before the regular season.
I'm not disagreeing with
I want you to bring it in the regular season so that we have a better ranking going into the playoffs. So when I say bring it, I want you to take it to another level. Even though I know you're giving me a high level on both ends of the court, I want you to take it to another level. And that's what Jamie's going to do, because why? He doesn't have his money yet. And if you're Pat Riley, you play it the right way. Guess what? Jimmy Butler is still a respected vet in the league. So guess what? If it doesn't work out or if the team is floundering, he can make a move and trade Jimmy Butler and get assets for Jimmy Butler. Let me tell you the assets he can go get for Jimmy Butler. If he looks at Brooklyn right now, you might not like it, but depending on how Ben Simmons is playing, depending on how a couple of those guys playing, and he might be able to get some picks off those guys to unload Jimmy Butler. Bro, that's the way you go. That way you ain't stuck having to pay him. Then you can get other assets in return. You understand what I'm saying? You might get some picks in return, but it won't kill you, because what's going to destroy you guys is if you pay Jimmy Butler and he ain't right no more. That's going to destroy you.
Ticket, I'm not disagreeing with you. I agree with everything you said. What I'm saying is trading Jimmy Butler, it sounds easy. Yeah, let's get this draft capital. Let's get some young players. It sounds easy. I've been preaching, don't pay Jimmy. Get him off my team. I don't want him no more. I'm over it. This is the last season. I'm good with Jimmy. Let's see what he can do for me. If he can win us one, cool. If he don't, bye-bye. I'm not paying you all that money for somebody. I'm going to keep saying that low man just through the regular season. What I'm saying is, what teams are willing to offer that? You said the Brooklyn Nets. If I get offered,
I give you 4 teams right now.
Hold on, I'm going to respond to you. If Ben Simmons is offered to me, I'm laughing in your face, and I'll never be a Heat fan a day in my fucking life.
Listen why I said that. It depends on what he looks like, because 2 things. He's an expiring contract.
That's cool, right? And we need that. I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying with that.
Let me say this to you. So you have other teams. The Golden State Warriors. They're looking for another guy, right? So maybe you can peel off a Jonathan Kuminga.
That's not happening. That's not happening, though.
You don't know. Listen.
You cut me off all the time.
You're not, bro, listen. They didn't pay Kuminga for a reason.
And you think they're offering Kuminga for Jimmy? You think they're offering Kuminga for Jimmy?
There were rumors about that.
Stop it. Hold on. Understand professional basketball.
But he's right. They didn't pay Kuminga.
Steph Curry and Draymond Green are in the 4th quarter of their career. They're trying to win now. So if they got a chance to go get their hands on the Jimmy buckets and have it as another guy, they're doing that deal tomorrow.
Yo, Ticket, I can't wait to tell you. I can't wait till you see the Kuminga contract extension, and I'm gonna get back to you, and then you're gonna be like, so what's the offer now? What's the offer now?
But listen to what I'm saying.
So hold up. I want to ask you a question. So when Kuminga, we wanted that trade, they were like, bro, Kuminga's off the table. Do you remember that early in the offseason? They said Kuminga's off.
That's then. Hold on.
So you think stuff? You think stuff can change?
It changes every day in the NBA.
Bro, you really think they're gonna give us Kuminga with picks for Butler? You're delusional.
I'm gonna tell you. No, I'm not. I'm gonna tell you why. Because during the regular season, this is what's gonna happen. When the Golden State Warriors start falling back in the standings and losing games, they're going to get desperate to get another guy in there that's a vet that's ready to roll, because Steph Curry is going to be heated in there. He's fuming in there trying to win. He ain't trying to lose right now.
Nope. So, oh my God, I can't. Yo, y'all gonna look so dumb, because this video is gonna be out forever, bro. October 3rd. When none of this happens, y'all gonna look so dumb.
That's the last question.
I'm giving you. I have 4 or 5 teams.
I'm waiting. You said Warriors and Nets. What's the 2 other teams?
I'm not finished yet, though, dog. I'm just giving you the circumstance of each team. So I'm saying with the Warriors,
I explained this already. Bro, everything you said, I explained this months ago. Niggas looked at me crazy. Niggas looked at me crazy when I explained this. I said, give me Kuminga. Give me Moses Moody with picks. Niggas said, that shit ain't happening. I was like, you know what? I said, you know what? You may got a point. I ain't gonna lie. You may got a point.
At that time. But now they're in desperate times. Desperate times calls for desperate measures.
How do you know they're in desperate times, though? They're
because Steph Curry's still the top 5 player.
Buddy Hield, yo, honestly, Buddy Hield maybe better than Klay Thompson right now. So I don't.
Don't do that.
No, don't do that. No, Klay Thompson sucks.
Buddy Hield did not get any minutes on a playoff team when he went to Philly, bro.
Nigga, Buddy Hield literally came in Philly when he actually played and was getting buckets. Do you not remember that?
One game he played.
You can't play.
That's what they gave him. The problem is he can't play defense. That's the reason why they didn't put him in the game. But offensively, he can hit his shots.
Ticket. The only question I got for real is about Khalil Ware. What kind of impact do you think he'll have this season?
It depends on
And was he the sleeper of the draft?
Yeah, I think he was one of them, but I think it depends on what plan Espo had. You know, Espo's a guy, you never know what Espo thinking, bro.
That's facts.
Until he wheels it out, bro. That's the thing. Espo always come up with something. But the one thing I like about Espo is he's gonna find out from what you do on the court, in training camp, and practice going into this season. Espo he's an equal opportunity employer. If you out there balling, you're gonna get minutes with Espo. He don't care who you is. He don't play that name game. If you're balling, Espo gonna find a way to get you minutes. So him, we're gonna tell through how many minutes is he getting. If he's not getting any minutes, he's buried down on the bench. That means that you know he ain't showing Espo nothing that's getting him out there on the court. Bro, listen, Espo is one of the best coaches in the modern day NBA, bro. Real talk. Espo, this dude is addicted to the game. He's a great X and O's coach. He's a damn good he's an underrated motivator, getting guys ready for games. You understand what I'm saying? These are a lot of things that people don't see in Espo and those guys. And he has the best teacher in Pat Riley. What I'm trying to teach the homie over here is this. When you look at the Jimmy, hold on. When you look at the Jimmy Butler situation, Jimmy Butler situation is intriguing because teams are going to look at him like, if we're bringing him over, he's going to be our second or third guy. Nobody's bringing him over to lead their team. So when you look at it like that, and you look at a guy who's got his own team to the finals, and now I can bring him over as a second or third guy who's been to the finals multiple times, who still has a little something left in the tank and can help us right now. We're in a window right now. All those teams that's in a right now window, the Lakers would make a move for him. The Lakers would give you, listen to what I'm saying. Listen to what I'm saying. You could get access from the Lakers. You could go get off a guy like a Roy Hachimura. You can go get off a guy like a Austin Reeves who can ball. You can go get off a guy like the young guy they just drafted, Dalton Connect. You can go get a couple guys from the Lakers.
Even D'Angelo.
Bro,
yeah, Lakers are desperate to please LeBron.
Lakers would never, bro. Lakers are not trading Austin Reeves. Let's cut that out.
Yes, they are. Listen, I'm telling you this right now.
They're not trading Austin Reeves.
There are multiple.
Jimmy Butler,
They're trading Rui and D'Lo.
Jimmy Butler.
I'm telling you right now.
I don't know.
There are multiple teams in the NBA, bro, that would make that deal right now for Jimmy Butler, bro. The Orlando Magic will make that deal for Jimmy Butler because
I would love to give me France.
It gets some more veteran experience, which is what they need. That's what they need. So when you look at those type of teams, bro, teams that are on the fringe, teams that are trying to get over the edge, these are the type of teams that would make a move for a guy like Jimmy Butler, bro. I'm gonna tell you another team that will make a move for Jimmy Butler if they stall out or don't meet expectations. Guess who will circle back around and come try to get Jimmy Butler if he needs to? Tom Thibodeau.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh, in New York.
That's his guy. Hold on. That's his guy. So if Tibbs, let's say they made all these moves by midway through the season.
Is this 2K GM?
No, I'm saying yes.
Tibbs. This ain't real fucking. What are we? Jimmy Butler's not. Bro, what are we talking about right now?
Here's the difference when you actually know guys in these NBA circles. I know a lot of these guys in these circles that are assistant coaches on these teams, that are coaches for their G League teams, know the players that's going up, coming down. So yes, bro, it's teams. A lot of teams out here like Jimmy, bro. Regardless of what you think, regardless of what you think, a lot of these teams like Jimmy. The Brooklyn Nets, if Jimmy was a free agent, they outright sign him right now.
$200 million.
But I think what you're misunderstanding is it's not about I don't like Jimmy. I'm criticizing your offers. These offers are not realistic.
Bro, I'm telling you, yes, they are. Bro, they are.
What can the Knicks offer us? What are the Knicks offering us?
Realistic.
What are the Knicks offering us?
What are the Knicks offering you?
Yeah,
what could they offer?
I'm waiting. What are they offering us? Please tell me.
I can give you a plethora of players they can offer you. They can offer you. Hold on, midway through the season. Midway through the season, the trade deadline. All those guys that just signed extension, they can offer you then. So they can offer you a guy like what's the guy's name they got from Toronto?
OG Anunoby.
Yeah, they can offer you him packaged with. They can offer you a guy like, or let's say it's not working out with Mikal Bridges.
They're giving him extension.
Let's say
next year.
Let's say it's not working out with Mikal Bridges. They can offer you Mikal Bridges for Jimmy. Tibbs will do that in a minute if it's not working out. You know why? Because he's already coached Jimmy. He knows what Jimmy's about. He knows Jimmy's going to come in and make an instant impact. And guess what? For the Miami Heat, you know what Mikal Bridges can do for the Heat? A guy who shows you he can put up 20 and he plays deep. So you don't lose a defense. You get younger on that end. You're still getting the 20 points per game that Jimmy's giving you. You might lose a little bit of that leadership that Jimmy gives you, but you're probably going to peel off another asset or a pick from New York that's going to help you along the road. Tibbs and listen, I'm telling you right now, bro, it's going to be situations that present itself throughout the course of this season where you can get a good asset back for a guy like Jimmy Butler, bro. He's not one of these dudes that teams is going to be no, because when you're trying to win a championship and you got a small window, you got veterans on the team, teams are more likely to pull a trigger on a deal like that on a guy that can help them get over the hump versus not. We've seen this happen multiple times. We've seen guys go to situations where dudes said, I don't know if it's going to work. Look at what happened with Aaron Gordon when he left Orlando. He went to Denver. Everybody was questionable about that. Then what happens? He goes in, fits in perfectly, they win. See what I'm saying? So
there's the CBA rule, right? Affects a lot of things, correct?
But it's not going to affect that, what I just told you.
What you're saying is, right, so if you trade for Jimmy Butler wants a contract extension. So
right.
Exactly. So that's going to affect a lot of teams that they trade.
The Warriors can eat that.
There's teams that can eat that, but there's teams that can eat that, but it lessens though, correct? It lessens because not every team has enough cap space to do that trade.
No,
so
I think the team I gave you.
That's why I think we were talking about all the other assets.
Right, the team I gave you do.
You just said the Knicks. You didn't give him the Knicks, McHale, Jimmy, cool, I guess, but they want to extend him. All the other teams like Kuminga and Moody and Picks, how does that even work money wise? We need something.
I'm telling you, hold on. I'm about to tell you how it's going to work money wise. Because in that deal, what you do is you get them to throw in Wiggins to make the money work. So you say, look, you give me, and it's not going to just be Jimmy. He's going to attach somebody else to that on that roster. So it's going to be Jimmy and somebody. Oh, listen, it's same thing with Dame. It's not going to be no straight up deal, one guy for one guy. That deal is going to involve a couple of guys on their team, maybe a 3-team deal. But what I'm saying to you is that if you're looking at that, bro, look at the way that Wiggins has been playing the last few years. His value has come down, right? Mm-hmm. So let's say he stays around that level this year, the way he's been playing the last 2 years. Bro, you can get Wiggins in a deal with Kuminga because they're not going to value him like that. And maybe he looks good in a different situation. Or maybe you just get him in a trade and then you can just move him and maneuver him in a different deal and then extend and keep Jonathan Kuminga. That's not going to hurt you on your books. You got to look at that, dog. So all I'm saying is that they have options. So for you to think Miami Heat don't have options,
that's where we're disagreeing. That's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying.
We have to close.
That's not what I'm saying at all. I know we have options. I'm just saying, what can they offer us? That's all I'm asking you.
Yeah, I just told you. They can.
And that's all I was asking.
I would take that. I would take that. If I was y'all and it's not working out with Jimmy, I would take Wiggins and I would take Kuminga and give me one of your picks. Whatever pick you got, give me that
two picks. They can offer 2 picks. They said.
Yeah, give me that too.
Thank you again, Ticket. Listen, thank you again, Ticket, for coming on the show. Thank you, Davey. Make sure that you guys head over to their channels, hit that subscribe button. We will definitely bring Ticket back, run this right back with Trent again. And once again, make sure that you guys like, share, comment, subscribe. Make sure we like, share, comment, subscribe.
I definitely want to be on the next one too.
All right, we'll be on the next one.
You're gonna learn your lesson. Hey, dog, you're gonna learn your lesson this year.
Nigga, you gonna learn your lesson.
No, pick your head up, Trent.
You gonna learn your lesson.
No, Trent, pick your head up. Pick your head up when he's talking. Pick your head up.
Yo, let me tell you something. Yo, this episode is literally gonna be saved. I can't wait to. I'm gonna get on your ass because last year.
Yo, we're gonna go live. We'll take this on live.
Last year, I proved everybody wrong. They called me delusional. Everybody was wrong. I'm gonna be right again this year.
This is Miami Heat's most optimistic fan. Everybody, good night.